とつらつらが来た. Your sleepy witch has descended from the stars. Welcome back to the end of Horror Week, Starshines. I am your sleepy witch. Let me say hello here. Let me get my music going. Where is it? Let me know if that's too loud, too quiet. Hi. Hi, Kamu, you should be in bed. Hi, Wilty. Hi, Jolty. Hi, Zaku. Hi, JC. Hi, Yama. Hi, CG. Hi, Rekla. Hi, Rabu. Hi, Hephaestus. Hi, Dingus. I feel mean calling you that, but it's your name. I'll turn up my microphone a little bit and turn down the music a little bit. Let me know how that is. Yama's getting many moo-moos. YouTube told me I'm getting 10 hours of moo-moos. Oops. Alright, good to know, good to know. Yes, draw your tarot cards. You're feeling a bit better, Kami. I'm glad to hear. You know, I may as well join the tarot queue. Terror. Ooh. Reckless, clever. Sorry, I think my tarot card or Moo Hephaestus. Try again. After Luna pulls her card. As for how I'm doing, Chelsea, I'm doing alright. I'm a little bit low energy today, but that works out because we're just gonna chat and read stories, right? I'm on a comfy couch. There's a spot just for you guys. You drew hags today. As a hag, I appreciate it. We appreciate your service, I guess. Oh no, Hephaestus, I'm so sorry. I wish there was something we could do. I'm sorry. Well, this officially marks the end of... Damn what? Well, this officially marks the end of Horror Week. It won't be the last horror game we play, even in the near future. Because next week, I allotted for a couple more things that I've had on my backlog, including the sequel to the Exit 8 platformer, so that'll be fun. I can't wait to get in my head about that. And I do want to play more Crypt Master, because that was just fun, not creepy. You know, we're having a good time with words. Make sure you get your homework in for next Wednesday if you feel like doing so, because that will be our media review. Ugh. That being said, how's the weekend treated everyone, huh? How's your weekend been? I also thought about putting on this, slight distortion filter like I did last Halloween, and I wanted to know how you guys felt about it. Let me turn it on and we'll see, right? So, it's not too strong. I just saw my audio flare up. When I checked it, it wasn't too strong of one. But now it's looking like it might be. Okay. Funny mic. Yeah. Thought about doing a little bit of distortion funny mic filter, but I don't know how you guys feel about it. I tried not to pick one that was super strong. I love Xbox mic, hell yeah. I'm gonna turn it off. It's funny because usually, you probably couldn't hear me then. Usually on my mic, I put an output gain of like 14 on. So this is normally how it is. Wait, this is normally how it is. I have it at an extra 14 decibels, but when I turned that filter on, I actually had to make it negative like 5 to even not be in the red, which is funny. Sorry if that killed your ears. When I checked it, it wasn't too bad, but that's just my headphones. Who needs your ears anyway? Do you really need ears? Are they so important? You can't live without them? You won't give me your ears? It's kind of messed up, man. Well, yeah. Tell me about your weekends. We're reading No Sleep and Creepypasta stories today. Do you have any that you remember that you enjoy, that you have experience with? Are there any other that have freaked you out over the years as an adult when you were younger? Hi Jack, nice paper star. I will boot up Halo and scream into the use funny Xbox mic. Festus is playing FF14. Nice, nice, nice. Are you enjoying it? How about that? Nice paper star. I am still dropping frames, but it looks to be stabilizing a little bit, so I'm expecting some kind of a delay. I hope you guys are talking to me. Only so little. Oh no. I'm just telling scary stories to myself. That's okay. I do that all the time. I was really big into creepypasta and No Sleep and the like. I say that like I don't still enjoy them. But I do. I just don't. I don't look for it as much. Kami's going to bed. Good. Get comfy in bed. Get comfy. Tuck your. You know what? I'll tuck you in even. I'll tuck you in. Mods get tucked in. Yeah, Luna and I have real ghost encounters, but not all creepypasta or No Sleep stories are about ghosts. Not everything creepy is ghosts. Wah, 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 wah. I have too many tabs pulled up right now. I once again didn't plan as much for this. Well, it's not that I didn't plan for it. I ran out of time pulling things up. But I think I've got a good mix of things, classic and new, No Sleep and creepypasta, that we can read and chat about a little bit. You've been in bed all day. I hope it's been serving you well. You got everything you need, Hephaestus. You're staying hydrated and everything. That being said, I know Luna and I believe in ghosts, but Starshines, do you guys believe in ghosts? Aliens? Monsters? Cryptids? Any? All? Keeping an open mind? Shunning the non-believers? Yeah. To which one? Kinda. Kami says kinda. Reclaw doesn't believe in any of those, apparently. Alright. Interesting. I would love to hear your spooky encounters sometime, Dingus. I do want to have like a specifically like sharing encounters sort of stream. I think that would be fun. So if that's something you're interested in, I do want to do that eventually. Maybe I'll try and do that around Halloween, actually. I mean, you could always come in the Discord and share during like in a thing in a VC. Oh, I feel like even if I didn't encounter ghosts, I would still believe in them, but it's hard to say that because I've had encounters since I was young. Mothman would be pretty chill. Mothman, my beloved. Unironically. I am comfy, Grandma. That's me. I am a hag. We're all cozy. Sit on the couch with me. I found a few that I used to really like back in the day, and oh yeah, of course, reading the Necronomicon. There's lots of useful information in there. It's better to be informed. Yama sort of had experiences with the supernatural. I tried to find things that aren't a series, because that's not what we're doing right now. We're not reading a series. This is also called like horror lo-fi, by the way. haunted house lo-fi, which I think is a little silly, but you know, it's not bad. I don't think it's bad. I don't know what I was expecting when I clicked on it. It was after your first sleep paralysis. That'll do it. Do you want to share? No? You don't have to. Well, T thinks he's had ghost encounters before. I'm always interested in hearing about things like that. Oh, don't mind me, I'm gonna sippy sip. Thank you for the lurk. Enjoy your time in the void, Zaku. Oh my gosh. Will you guys consider telling me about that? I'm gonna talk about my weekend a little bit. I was sort of trying to make sense of what I have to do over the next few months, and I'm overwhelmed. That's another reason I'm glad we're just hanging out and reading stories tonight. My brain feels overloaded, more than usual. So much is happening. Good things, but also things that take a lot of time and energy and effort. I hope that myself and everyone and you guys get to enjoy them as they happen, as they come out, as it happens. Yeah, same, Robble. Ugh. Tommy has dealt with sleep paralysis, but unsure if he's actually dealt with ghosts or not. It can be tricky. How do you guys, including those of you who believe in ghosts, how do you feel about, like, ghost hunters? How do you feel about those? Do you watch any ghost hunters? Like shows or YouTubers or anything of the sort? Yama says, well, my first experience was after I had my first sleep paralysis, and the next day, it was like late night, and I was fixing my room, and as I was picking up trash, a pencil rolled off my table, so I was like, eh? Thought nothing of it, so I decided to put the pen back, this time with its handle to stop it from rolling. And I turned around to go back to cleaning, and then the pen rolled yet again. Wanted your attention. Festus has ghost encounters almost on a daily basis because their house was built near a graveyard, so they just kind of wander over. Ooh. That's interesting. Are they mostly benign? Are they chill? They're just kind of hanging out on the regular? After that, Yama started hearing footsteps on the hallway next to him. For about a week, he couldn't sleep, and the sounds kept being heard. Blah. I wouldn't be able to sleep either. I've had experiences like that where I haven't been able to sleep. I'm very sensitive. Okay, so most of Hephaestus's ghosts are chill. That's good. I mean, it's not always freaky stuff, you know what I mean? Wilty fully believes most, if not all, ghost hunters mainly make stuff up for content or clout. I think so too. I think they're enjoyable to watch. Just because they're good fun to watch. They are produced content though. Even if the people who believe in ghosts or what they're doing, even if they believe in it, you know, it's like the process itself, it's, you know, a little silly. I think it's very cool. I think it's interesting. Yeah. Sometimes stuff freaks me out, but there's lots of little, like, not even like tricks, I guess just things they do in the industry, especially with things like when they pick up audio and they put like subtitles on the screen to what they think they hear. And it's like, well, if you read that, your brain's gonna process hearing it as that. So anytime I watch like ghost hunting videos and they're gonna do that, I close my eyes before they do it, so I'm not influenced by the captions that they put up. Although my audio processing is not great in general, so it just doesn't really do much of anything for me, but still, I'd rather see if I hear anything first from what they clip than be influenced by what they've written. But that's one little thing that if you do watch that sort of content is to keep an eye on. I'm not saying that nothing was in the audio, just you can be influenced. It's like when saying, "Oh, I have subtitles on so I can hear better." It's like, well, yeah, because if you couldn't quite tell what they're saying, you're filling in the blanks that your ears aren't processing your brain. You know, I'm someone who usually needs subtitles for media because, like I said before, my audio processing issues can make it annoying, and I'd just rather be sure of what's being said, or anything like that. It doesn't mean I can't pick out when something is subtitled wrong, but interesting little things to keep in mind. I still don't like the concept of a spirit box, so that kind of freaks me out. I might just not like the loud white noise of it, and the idea that something might respond in some way. I'm thinking about phasmophobia. Oh, we're gonna start talking about the way we think again. I do monologue inside my head. Do you monologue inside your head? It's not always the same kind of monologuing, it's like different types, but generally, yeah, I have a running monologue. The only times I would say that I don't as much are like really emotionally intense moments where I tend to focus on one thing, one specific thought or feeling, or a whole bunch that are so fleeting I couldn't really pin them down. Like a literal spiral. Yeah, I mean, it's weird to think about because it's not how your brain works, you know? Like we were talking about the visualizing before, right? The different types of visualizing in your head when you say like picture an apple, what can you or what do you picture? I think there were some people here who couldn't like picture a real apple or an apple at all, or thought of like a cartoon, or had to think of one they saw IRL like recently. It's really interesting, the different ways in which humans can process their thoughts. Picture like the screen of Google Images. Is that what you meant? Yeah, Kami can't see an image in his head. Okay, let's read Bubba's scary story. She fully believes the old house she lived in was haunted, especially the basement. About a month or so after her grandfather passed away, said ghost took his form in her sister's dream and tried to lead her into the basement. We only know this because she was crying and sleepwalking at the same time, and her mom stopped and woke her sister up before she actually went downstairs. I believe it. I think my biggest creepy story, well, not biggest, the one that sticks out most in my memory is no, actually, hold on. Let me. Why do you guys have any theories on why he was trying to lead her into the basement? Like, what, do you think there was any reason, or just sort of a he was there sort of thing? One ghost memory that sticks out to me is when I was having a sleepover, and where I used to live, in our backyard, it was a little bit of yard, and then there was like the woods, right? And I used to go play in those woods all the time in like middle school and high school. And one night we had a tent in the backyard, and we had a little bonfire, and we were laughing and being silly, and we were like daring each other to go like walk closer to the woods because it was really dark. It was in like a rural area of Saturn. Like I said, just woods behind me. And we saw a couple of us were going towards the woods, trying to be like, playing chicken. And we saw like a little small flame flick up, like almost like a candle flame or like a lighter flame, right? But almost at eye level, and it was dark, but not dark enough to where you wouldn't like see a person if it was a person there, like with a cigarette or something. It was just fully there for like a few seconds and went out. And there was no sound accompanying it, like no crunching, no footsteps, no nothing. It was just there and then gone. And there was like 3 of us who saw it, and a couple others who were back by the tent that didn't believe us. And I remember my one friend was like crying and she wanted to go home. Oh, I feel so bad still. A lot of weird things happened there though. A lot of weird things would happen in there. That being said, my dad, sister, and I were playing on the arcade machine we had in the basement. My mom was out shopping. The light turned off 3 times, like it was in the off position. Nothing with the light bulb, and the switch was not faulty. You could place a cordless phone on the switch and it would not turn off, and there was an audible click when you would switch the light. Each time the light turned off, it was silent, which means you would have to slowly flip the switch. I always hated that basement. Wilty story. Got a not scary story. A few years ago, I went to bed with my Bluetooth earbuds in. I'd woken up and heard a voice singing softly in my earbud. I instantly thought, oh, I opened a playlist in my sleep. But I checked and nothing was open. I was pretty freaked out and simply turned my earbud off, but it still sticks out in my mind. Not scary, but that is kind of creepy. It is definitely kind of creepy. It's like, and it was just in your earbud. Kinda weird. I wouldn't like that. I would not like that. My goodness. Tommy had like a night terror last year. I don't remember what exactly happened in the dream, but he jumped out of bed screaming for a solid minute or so. He had difficulty going back to sleep because you were paranoid that there was a ghost or something in your room. Oh, I'm sorry, Conley. That sounds creepy. Sometimes it's hard for me to differentiate like supernatural experiences versus like hallucinations. But they're definitely like the candle flame thing. Like there were other people there for that. And like things with my grandmother that I don't feel up to talking about today, but there was in that same place with the woods in the backyard, the hallway in the home was really freaky. It gave me weird vibes all the time. And when I first moved to this section of Saturn, I lived somewhere different, and there was 3 rooms in a row. One led to like a balcony, and we would close and lock it at night. And I would hear it open, and I'd have to go close it in the middle of the night. But there was never like it was up high, like you couldn't get to it. And we kept the door to it from the hallway locked. The only door that went to it was in my room that connected to it, because it connected to both the bedrooms on each side and one door to the hallway. I hated it. It would always wake me up when I would hear it, like lightly bang against the wall when it would open. But the hallway door would be locked every night. I would lock my door to the room. And I know the other door in the other bedroom was locked because no one was using it at the time. So we just kept it closed up. And I was not a fan, but I couldn't just leave it open. It freaked me out. But it was locked. The balcony door was locked too. What does it mean? I still don't really like that at all. I would go sleep downstairs, like on the couch. I didn't like it. Oh, thinking about it, it reminds me of being there. Because it wasn't that long ago. It was in the past, like, 10 years. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was. When did I get here? Okay. It was in, like, 2011, maybe. Wow, my sense of time is messed up. Yama says, as kids, would any of you have future images in your head, some sort of like deja vu? Sometimes you'd meet people who you didn't know but you see in your dreams. Yes, I've had that, for sure. Kami would have a dream and like months later you'd have a deja vu moment when it happens. Yeah, I would have that too. You're not crazy. A little bit freaky, a little bit spooky. Anytime I have experiences like that, there's probably more that I didn't even know happened because, like I said, it's hard to parse whether it's just a me thing in my head, like a hallucination, or if it happened. But if it happens more than once, or something similar happens more than once, I'm gonna chalk it up to, or if it's like big enough. It has to be more than just seeing or hearing, which have happened. Yama remembers having a dream of a massive worm being in a small hole and him poking it with a stick. It was so vivid because he saw it move. Your house and front yard were so realistic. It's almost like you were really there. It was really happening. Wow. Let's see, where am I gonna start? Why am I on light mode? My eyeballs. One of the deja vu Kami had was the day before it happened. It was also the day before like his 5th or 6th birthday, and he dreamt of it the night before. Ooh, especially that young. I don't remember specifics, but I remember being young and being very... I had a lot of things I said about like a past life. I can't tell you what any of the things I said now are, but I remember insisting on it, and I would be told that a lot by family, that I would insist on this, and I would like know things I shouldn't know. I don't know what, because they never wanted to talk about it, but unfortunate. Wilty once lived in a house that also had a basement. Fucking basements. They're cliche, but like, you know, there's a precedent for a reason. My family thought the basement was haunted. Multiple of my family members had ghost experiences there. My experience was I didn't live with them 24/7, only on a weekend, so I slept in a small living room-like area. Sometimes see a woman's face looking at me in the hallway to everyone else's rooms. I always chose to sleep staring at them because I thought if I slept with my back facing them, I wouldn't wake up. That's very brave. And honestly, that's pretty good, that's pretty good logic, honestly. That makes sense to me. It would be a lot scarier to do so. Before I pick a story to read, I could think, no, that's a real story. Like, that's just a person being weird. Whenever Yama sees a face, he gives it a staring contest. So brave. I try and do that sometimes with hallucinations, but I don't always win. I do way more often than I did when I was younger, but oh god, not the blinking. No, please. Please, no. I think mm, there's a lot of scary stories that I don't think I should share. One I will share that was not supernatural but just scary is uh I had I had a stalker at one point, and I know this because I would wake up to post-it notes taped to the outside of my bedroom window. And that is not fun scary, but scary scary. uh and I would stay up like all night in high school, right? Like playing RO and stuff. So it had to be, and I had to get up for school at like 6 because the bus came to get me, and it was very far away. So I was I had like a 45-minute bus ride, and I would fall asleep at like 3 a.m. So you're doing this between like 3 and 6 a.m. Are you serious? Because you would have to wait for me to be asleep, or else I'd notice, right? Oh, that's not a fun, scary story, but it is fucking scary. That's yeah, actually terrifying. The first one I thought was like a ghosty. Wow. Okay. Thanks, YouTube ads. The first one I got, I thought was a ghost. Actually, I thought it was in my head, and then I was like, oh no, this is physically on my window. Oh, it turned out okay. Yeah. I don't know why I shared that story. I was like, it's scary. And it was, but it did turn out okay. I mean, I'm here, so it's fine. That was a little personal, I'm sorry. That was not an appropriate, scary story to share. Apparently there's a ghost in your parents' house in the guest room upstairs. You haven't experienced anything, but your opa said it was like a kind of blonde woman. Aww. That sounds so interesting. How has she been kind, if he said? You don't know, huh? That's still so interesting. Kind of related to ghosts and the really scary real life story I just shared is that, okay, to be vague, the way it was resolved was, I heard like a whisper. This is related because I do think it was one of my ghosts, because I do think there were ghosts living in my room in that place. I heard like a whisper in my ear, like more than hallucination stuff. It was like loud enough to wake me up. Not that I'm a super deep sleeper, but it woke me up, and it was while a note was being placed. So I woke up and saw it happening and contacted the authorities, and the person was caught. And I do attribute that to a ghost trying to help me out, because I tried to like stake it out. I would tell people, and like my parents thought I was like putting it on my own room for attention and stuff. Like nobody was believing me. But there was something to be found at that time, and I do attribute that working out okay to that ghost, because there was one cliche as well in my closet in that room, and it was never like, it never did anything to me. It just would like move stuff, or like little benign things, like if I was playing games too long, my laptop would be unplugged or something, you know. But that is one that sticks out in my mind as a wholesome ghost story to a real life scary story. I don't know if it's true, but that was my experience. That's how I woke up for that. So like I said, I tried a lot of things to prove it back then. I had to be like 15. Let me back read these. hear voices calling your names as a kid. I can't weigh in on this, like I said, because of the hallucination thing, but also yes. And I did hear like ghosty ones too. They're different. I can't, it's hard to explain, but they're different. Kami says the worst feeling is like when you hear someone say your name when you're the only one in the house. Fuck off. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that so much. Wilty, scary story. My younger sister and I were once home alone. I was just in my room and my sister was watching TV. Someone started banging on our front door asking to be let in. Nope. 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 I'm already... My sister instantly got me and I called her dad. I was pretty dumb and probably should have called the police, but my dad did. When they got to my house, the guy was gone, but we were extremely freaked out. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That's like my worst nightmare, honestly. Those ghosts were real, homies. Cool ghosts are cool. The wholesome Luna story. A couple years ago, I was fortunate enough to be at my dad's when my childhood dog suddenly passed. I love you, Cosmo. On my way home, I felt a presence beside me the entire way home. Upon getting home and settling in, all the dogs in the neighborhood started barking for a good 2 minutes straight, so I like to think it was my dog accompanying me, making sure I got home safe before he moved on. He was such a good boy. Ghosty caught him lacking. Hell yeah. Yeah, but when I looked at the sky, I would hear someone calling my name for some reason. I also had that with the sky a lot. Ew. Ew. Wilty thinks he hears ghosts call his name. They say, little kitty Wilty. We love Cosmo. Oh no. Baby. My people need me. It's true, it's just the aliens calling me home. Every time I get really frustrated, I just look at the sky and I go, take me! Beam me up! I'm ready! I'm ready! Beam me up! Take me! Wow. Alright, I should pick one of these. I should pick one of these to start with. Oh my gosh, this one sounds like a good one. Not this one. Okay. Here, let's start with this one. The monster under your bed isn't always there to— oh! Thank you for the follow, Sephiroth Water! Welcome, welcome on in! Saved a spot on the couch for you. This feels— since we were talking about wholesome ghosties, the monster under your bed isn't always there to scare you. I was lying alone in my room when I heard the voice, deep and crackly, coming from beneath my bed. Hey, the voice called out. I told myself I was just imagining it. Hey kid, the voice repeated. I drew my knees up to my chest and ducked my head under the blanket, trying to shut out the voice in the cold wind that drifted in through the window, ruffling the curtains. Who are you? I asked. I'm the monster underneath your bed, the voice replied. You mean, you're real? I asked. What do you mean? The monster said. Of course I'm real. Do you have a name? I asked. Of course I have a name. Oh, well, what is it? Frank. Frank? Yeah, the monster said. Is there something wrong with that? No, I mean, I don't know. It's just not very monstery. Well, my parents didn't want me to be a monster. Really? What did they want you to be? A dentist. That's funny, I said. I could feel myself beginning to smile. What do your parents want you to be? It asked. I don't know. Hey, Frank? Yeah? Aren't you gonna, like, scare me or something? What? Why would I do that? Well, you're a monster, aren't you? Well, yeah, of course I am. But that doesn't mean I scare little kids. But I thought that was your job. It's my job to scare people, he replied. But only bad people. Am I a bad person? I asked. No, he said. But you're not the one I'm here to scare. Well, who are you here to scare then? I asked. The man inside your closet. The skin on my arms goose-fleshed up. I wanted to ask him what he meant, but I fell silent as I heard a rustling coming from the closet. The door creaked open, and I could hear soft footsteps padding towards me across the bedroom floor. I didn't dare peek out of the blanket. The footsteps stopped, and I could hear heavy breathing next to me. I squeezed my eyes tight. The warm sanctuary of the blanket disappeared as it was yanked off me. I hugged my arms around my knees and prepared for the worst. A scream shattered the night air, followed by the sound of breaking glass. I opened my eyes to see a crack to see a knife lying on the carpet next to my bed, blade glinting in the moonlight. My parents rushed into the room and asked me what had happened, but I didn't know what to say, only that someone had been hiding in my closet and they jumped out the window. My parents called 911 and the police came right away. They picked up a man called Gary Thompson sprinting through the street a couple blocks away. He was covered in blood and broken glass. They found Gary's car abandoned on our property, and inside they found duct tape, knives, barbiturates, and a video camera. From what I heard, Gary's lawyer employed an insanity defense, and Gary is currently incarcerated in a state mental facility for the criminally insane. I never heard from Frank the Monster again, but the officer who arrested Gary told me that he sleeps on the floor of the facility. He tells the doctors he's terrified of Frank, the monster under his bed. The end! Not all monsters are bad, see? Frank's a good one. Scaring the real monster. I like that one. It's also scary because, child abduction, but... but Frank the homie, yeah. Yama likes the Skinwalker meme where it just says, when Skinwalker clones me and gets rid of me, but now has to work a 12-hour job. Ah! Oh no! Tommy says, did you ever just try to, like, scare off ghosts with your thoughts? Like, yeah, I know you're there watching me, bro. I'm not scared. Yeah, all the time. I do that now. I do that now. Oh my gosh, amazing. Let's see. Oh, I have one in a similar vein over. Hi, Untalkable Nice Paper Star. Welcome on in. I will eat your whole pass for dinner. Thank you. Have a good time wherever you're going. We have one in a similar vein called My Son Asked Me to Check the Closet for Monsters. I didn't need to. More closet, more monsters. Monsters, real monsters. I recently went through a pretty nasty divorce, but I got the only thing that mattered out of it: full custody of my 4-year-old son. Lost nearly everything else in the process, so we had to relocate to a new house with barely any luggage or furniture. Truly, a fresh new start. I heard him call for me during our first night at our new home. It was a little after midnight, I think. I went to check on him to see what was wrong and sat by his bedside. He was wide awake and asked me to check the closet for monsters, which wasn't surprising given the circumstances. He's still just a little kid, and without even taking into account all the crap he's been put through thanks to my shitty marriage, moving into an unfamiliar, barely furnished home must be a lot to take in for someone his age. And you know how they say that your brain always stays half awake when you're sleeping in a new environment, right? That's all pretty much what went through my mind in a flash as soon as my son spoke. It was no big deal. It was all normal, I thought. But something else almost immediately clicked inside my brain before I even got to look at where my son had pointed to while he made his innocent request. Something was wrong. I turned my head and looked, and it took everything I had in me to not give in to fear and terror, all for the sake of my son. When you become a parent, you have to protect your children no matter what, always putting yourself in harm's way if necessary, and spare them any and all kinds of things that might hurt them. That's why I didn't freak out. I couldn't. Not when we had just barely started our new life. I had to protect him, and at that point in time, as I sat on his bed, I only knew one thing. We had to leave the room. We had to leave the house immediately. Alright, champ, of course, I said, faking bravery. Then I made a request of my own as I lowered my voice and got closer to him. Hey, how about you step outside for a minute? If there's a monster in there, I'll have to kick its butt all over your room. He chuckled and said, okay. I made sure to put some extra emphasis on the word but because it's something that always cracks him up when I say it like that. Fortunately, he got stuck on that and not the fact that I was indirectly admitting to the possibility of there actually being a monster. As soon as he left the room, my mind raced as it started to put together the best and most efficient route to take him out of the house while picking my car keys and phone on our way out. When I heard the closet doors slowly creaking open behind me, I knew it was time to go. I jumped out of the bed, exited the room, and grabbed my son. We were out the door and inside the car and moving in under a minute. I told him I couldn't sleep, so we were going out for some ice cream. He was a little taken aback and asked to celebrate. He was a little taken back and asked to celebrate what? To which I replied, just us two together. I love you, buddy. It was by no means a lie, but I just had to make sure that he was alright and wouldn't think of anything else as we literally fled our new home. As I mentioned earlier, the house was a new environment for the two of us. I'd been there a couple of times before, cleaned it up all by myself, and assembled what little furniture we had, so I knew for a fact what belonged where and what didn't. And I knew his room didn't have a closet. Ta-da! The end. Were you guys ever scared of a monster in your closet that you can recall? Did you have something spooky under your bed? Did your room even have a closet? Did you even have it under the bed? Oh, my neck. Jeez. Nope. Nope to having those or nope to having no monsters? Ooh. I am lagging a little bit. Oh no. Wilty says no, but my family thought I had a ghost friend, so... Wholesome story! My family fully believes that I once had a ghost living in my room as a kid. It could have been an imaginary friend, but my older sister fully believes that the ghost would turn my TV on and off during the night while I slept. There was nothing they wanted to watch. Needed more channels. At neutral hole past rubble. Oh my god! Luka Betty! Hi, Benny! Yo, you got some noms, Rebel. I love you. Kami had a moment like a couple months ago where you swear the closet door opened a bit during the night. A couple months ago? A couple months ago! Was there anything in your closet? Hi, how are you? No? Are you sure? Are you sure? Should we check it again? I'm scared of your closet and I'm not even there. I kind of have a closet right now, but it doesn't have doors. And it's full of crap. Just cracked open. Look, that makes it worse. Just cracked open a little bit. Just a teensy weensy little bit. No, thank you. But you didn't have a monster in your closet as a kid or under your bed? You just have one right now. Where is this? Where is my story? Also, hi Zad. I don't know if I said hello to you earlier. I used to think a monster prowled my house's halls at night when I was a kid. My parents used to tell us a mean to keep us in bed. Maybe there was a monster. Dual sliding foot claw. What is that? Google, help me. Oh, not foot. I was like, sliding foot closet. Oh. Ah, I see. That's worse. Maybe it's not worse. I think it's all worse. I just don't want any of it to happen. Essentially. Okay, let's see. This isn't a story exactly, but this is like a creepypasta game. One of a few that I used to want to actually do if I ever had the chance. This is One Man Hide and Seek. Thinking about that foot horror movie from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Oh my gosh! Amazing. The Foot. I think it was called like The Foot. Hi, zombie. Hi, welcome on in. Wasn't that oh my gosh, I'm trying to think more of it. Oh my gosh. I can't remember much of The Foot, just that it's called The Foot. It was literally just The Foot, yeah. I don't remember anything that happened in The Foot. Feet scare me. Wait. For anyone coming in now on YouTube or Twitch, we were sharing some ghost stories and just scary stories in general. Also wholesome supernatural stories. If you feel like sharing while I read, I will then read them out after I'm done. I know it's a nice paper star. But this is One Man Hide and Seek. The One Man Hide and Seek, aka One Man Tag, is a ritual for contacting the dead. The spirits which are wandering restless on the earth are always looking for bodies to possess. In this ritual, you will summon such a spirit by offering it a doll body instead of a human body. I eat your whole pass, zombie. Warning, if you have psychic abilities, you may feel unwell or be prone to accidents during this ritual. You're at the funny number. There's a few funny numbers. I should stop interrupting my own story. Things you need. 1 stuffed doll. It must have limbs. Rice, enough to stuff the doll full. 1 needle and crimson thread. 1 pair of nail clippers. 1 sharp-edged tool such as a knife, glass shard, or scissors. 1 cup of salt water. Natural salt would be best. A bathroom with a bathtub and some form of counter. And a hiding place. Preferably a room purified by incense and ofada. There must be a TV in there. There must be a TV. An ofada is a talisman, by the way. Typically in like Shinto and Buddhism. Preparation. Take out whatever the doll is stuffed with. Once all of its stuffing is removed, restuff it with your rice. Then clip off a few pieces of your nails and put them inside the doll. Sew up the opening with the crimson thread. When you finish sewing, tie up the doll with the rest of the thread. No loose ends. Go to the bathroom and fill your bathtub with water. Return to your hiding place and put the cup of salt water on the ground. Next, how to do it. Give a name to your doll. The name of the doll can be any but your own. When the time is 3 a.m., say, doll name is the first it to the doll 3 times. So I could say, Notan is the first it, Notan is the first it, Notan is the first it. Go to the bathroom and put the doll into the water-filled bathtub. Turn off all the lights in your house, go back to the hiding place, and switch on the TV. After counting to 10 with your eyes closed, return to the bathroom with the edge tool in your hand. Go to the bathtub and say to the doll, I have found you, doll's name. Stab the doll with the edge tool. Oh wait, no. Your name is in my name, so I would say Sleepy is the first it 3 times. My apologies. My apologies. You gotta do this ritual right if you're gonna do it. You are the first it. The person performing the ritual is the first it. I got mixed up because I was going to call the doll No Time. Sleepy is the first it. And then I say, I have found you, Notan. And I stab the doll. Yeah. And then you say, you're the next it, Notan, as you take the doll out of the bathtub and leave it on the counter in the bathroom. The doll is just Notan now, I'm sorry. As soon as you put the doll down, run back to your hiding place and hide. How to finish. Pour half the cup of salt water into your mouth. Do not drink it. Just keep it there. Get out of your hiding place and start looking for the doll. The doll is not necessarily still in the bathroom. Whatever happens, do not spit out that salt water. When you do find the doll, pour the rest of the salt water that's in your cup over it. Then spit out the salt water in your mouth onto the doll as well. Say, I win 3 times. This is supposed to end the ritual. After this, make sure you dry the doll, burn it, and discard it later. And that's how you play one-man hide-and-seek. Or how you play hide-and-seek alone. Yeah, I used to like this one. I used to want to do it. I used to want to do this one. Let me take a sip. Why is my cup spilling on me? Oh my gosh. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. It's cold. Ah. Chilling. When they got salt water and a doll at the function, you know it's about to be fucking lit. The other one that I picked up that was a game is also another one I wanted to do, but I'm a baby. Let me see. Let me see. Where's my tab? Where did my tab go? Imagine you go out of your hiding spot and the doll's sitting at your I mean, you found it. Don't spit out your water. Don't spit out your water, Wilty. Don't do it. Unless it's on the doll. Although you're supposed to pour the cup of water on it first. First. Your sister played the Ouija board in the house. Oh my gosh, I don't want to fluff with a Ouija board. I did once with some extended cousins, and I still think that's partly why I was haunted for a while. I don't remember us saying goodbye. I don't remember us saying goodbye. Fun. They are legit scary. I'm so curious to like mess with one as an adult, but I can't because I Oh, I closed the tab, okay. Have you seen the video of a Luigi plush in the middle of a pentagram and it's rising up and the kids are in it like, fuck! I have. It's so good. I wish... That could be us, guys. That could be us. That could be us, but you're playing. That could be us, but you're playing. We could summon Luigi plush, but you don't want to. Wilty wants to get one just to see what happens. I'll pee my pants, but we can play with the Ouija board. I don't want to be alone. Yama has this thing where he's like, the dead should be respected. Yeah, I agree. I do agree. And you know, that's either you're bothering the dead or you could be inviting something not so nice. I don't want to. I was kidding. I refuse. We'll do a Ouija board, not a Ouija board. Ouija. Yeah, I don't fuck with that. And I say this as someone who does divination. I don't want to mess with that. I just do not. I just do not. I'm curious, but not enough to actually do something or go get one or anything. And I'm way too paranoid. Ugh. Dad used to work in a toy store that sold those. Some weird stuff happened. Yeah, it's also weird that they were sold in toy stores, right? Like, why are you selling Ouija boards to children? Hi, Whoopshot! Gow. Definitely join the application that sends you to odd places. Get me out of here! What if you could opt into being summoned by the Ouija board though? Would you go talk to some freaked out children? What would you tell them? I hope my cup does not spill on me again. Skibbity! You tell the kids skibbity! You know what? They'd love that. You'd be speaking their language, Yama. No! Zad would tell them, feed me. Or you should feed them. No! Wilty, no! We're gonna lose Wilty, and then we're gonna pick up a Ouija board, and it's gonna spell Little Kitty Wilty. And that's how we'll know. That's how we'll know. That's how you'll know he is a ghost. Little Kitty Wilty. I'll wait for your ad, Hephaestus, even though you can't hear me. I'm gonna tell the kids Ohio, and they're gonna think, wow, were you killed in Ohio? Maybe I was. What would you do if I was? Rip Wilty in face. Rest in pepperonis, Little Kitty Wilty. Made in Ohio. It's full moon, and thus I'm here. Glad to have you, Whoopshot. Oh my gosh, hold on. I was gonna say, what is the moon phase today? It's the waning crescent for me. You're free? Okay. I'll read now. There was a time when I was younger where I had an encounter with a ghost that happened to also be a cat. Long story short, it bit my foot and ran off, and ever since then, when a ghost was near, that part of my foot would hurt a little. Ah, that's the speaking of feet. So you have like your own ghost star built into your body now. Whoopshot would also tell them Sussy Baka. Oh my gosh. Redonkulous. Y'all are silly. Okay, let's see. Let's go back to a no sleep for a bit. We have, my wife forgot to delete her browser history. I can't believe what I found. 4:34 p.m. How to stop husband from cheating? Oh no. I had only clicked on the history tab to delete the last thing I'd searched for when I noticed the entry. Hurriedly, I finished zipping up my fly and stared at it in bewilderment. Amy and I had been almost too careful. We had never so much as looked at one another in my wife's presence, let alone done anything that could have raised suspicion. There was no way she could have known what was going on, even if she had looked through my phone. With a heavy heart, I'd forced myself to delete any incriminating photos Amy sent me after I was done with them, and we had a strict call-only policy. Mods, kill this guy. It's our browser history. Amy was our latest hire, and aside from being great at her job, she excelled in garnering male attention. Everyone loved her. She was strikingly beautiful and uninhibited to the point where her energy felt almost carnal, sending all morals and restraint. Thanks, Yama. Sending all morals and restraints out the window. I tried to ignore her at first, even finding excuses to go home early, but eventually her charming giggle got the better of me too. They can't know. They can't know. 4:37 p.m. How much does divorce cost? This really is. Droplets of sweat sprang out on my forehead. What? Was my wife actively planning to divorce me? But why? There was no way she knew about Amy and me. Was there someone else? Was she planning to accuse me of infidelity all while going at it with some lover boy she'd met at her yoga class? Okay, Mr. Projection. 4:39 p.m. Why do humans feel emotions? I pursed my lips. If by some miracle my wife did know about the affair, I couldn't imagine the way she must have been feeling. I woke up late this morning and found a note on the kitchen table, saying that she didn't want to wake me and that she was out doing her Saturday errands. I almost felt compelled to call her and... Oh! I flinched as a large drop of blood landed on the keyboard. What the hell? My first instinct was to look up at the ceiling. Nothing. A strong metallic smell made me come to my senses. I brushed my hand against my face. A bright red smudge sat on my palm. I stared at it, alarmed. I'd never gotten nosebleeds before, aside from the time I got hit in the face with a football in high school. My head raised, I scrambled to my feet and made a dash for the bathroom, my hands cupping my throbbing nose. Once I had managed to stop the bleeding and cleaned myself up, I returned to the computer. 4:44 p.m. Which part of the brain is responsible for love? This was an oddly specific search. I couldn't recall my wife ever being interested in science or biology. I checked the account logged into the browser just in case. Perhaps this was someone else's history altogether? Or maybe we'd been hacked? Nope, seemed like everything was in order. My wife's smiling face stared back at me from the login window. What was she doing searching for brain parts anyway? 4:49 p.m. Ooh. What's X-cerebration? What was X-cerebration? Some kind of fancy divorce? I'd never heard of the term in my life. I didn't even hesitate before clicking it, eager to find out what my wife was planning for us. I wish I hadn't. As the results came up on the monitor, my stomach lurched and my gag reflex kicked in. The images were graphic enough for my hand to automatically gravitate towards the return button, but a short paragraph in bold caught my eye. An ancient procedure involving chiseling through the bone of the nose in order to scoop out the brain matter. Yum! My heart hammering in my chest. I clicked the back button and scanned the rest of the entries. 5:01 p.m. Can a person live without the hypothalamus? 5:05 p.m. Location of the hypothalamus. 5:11 p.m. How much temazepam is safe? My skin crawled as I read, but I couldn't look away. I was so immersed that I didn't even hear the front door open. Honey, I'm home? I stared at the wall, too shocked to reply. What was I meant to say? How was I supposed to ask her about all this? Hello? She called again, her heels clacking towards me. Hey! I choked, throwing the box of tissues into the drawer. How was... Oh, good. She smiled as she appeared in the doorway. How are you? You had quite a lot to drink last night. I stammered. I did? She studied me, as though she wasn't sure whether I was joking or not. What's all this? I asked, gesturing to the computer screen. She joined me at the desk, frowning at the clammy wood surface. What? I pointed at the browsing history, my index finger shaking visibly in the air. Oh, she flushed, 2 pink spots appearing on her cheeks. Well, you did say we could try it, so I had to do a little research, you know? What? I said we could try
What?
Oh, she waved her hand dismissively. The ex did something. You probably know better. My blood ran cold. The ex celebration.
Karen, what did you do?
But before she could say anything, a splash of blood landed on the carpet. And then another one, and another. Karen watched me, her skin growing pale. Ooh. Suddenly, a small, fleshy lump escaped my nostril and rolled down the front of my shirt. We both stared at it in shocked silence. Then my wife screamed, turning on her heel to flee the room, but I caught up to her, pinning her against the wall.
Tell me what the fuck you did!
She tried to fight me, writhing under my grip, but I held on tight. Blood was streaming into my mouth and down my chin, staining both of our clothes. How can you not remember? She screeched, trying to elbow me in the ribs. Don't you remember what you did? I stared at her panic-stricken face, trying my best to recall any memories from the previous night.
No. What did I do?
You came home after work and told me you were leaving me for Amy, she sobbed. You said you didn't want to love her, but you did. I stood there quietly, mulling it over as more pulp splashed onto my stomach. Ew, we need to call you an ambulance, she tried to pull away. What the fuck is that?
Then what happened?
I demanded, my heart practically leaping out of my chest.
Tell me what you did.
What the fuck, John? We got drunk, okay? We got really wasted. And then you said you knew of a way to fix this, to fix us. You said there's something called a hypothalamus in your brain, and if I removed it, it would stop you from loving Amy, and not me. I felt like I was having an out-of-body experience. What the hell was she saying? Has she actually tried to remove a part of my brain? And... wait, I whispered. Who's Amy? Her expression made me feel foolish for not remembering. I knew that name. Amy. It sounded so familiar. And yet, I couldn't for the life of me put my finger on it. What do you mean? Amy? The girl you were cheating on me with for 6 months?
I don't remember.
She stared at me, her white blouse resembling a massacre, her mouth pressed into a thin line.
What's happening to me?
She was silent for a moment, but I could see her eyes brimming with tears. What if I accidentally cut your hippocampus instead?
What?
That told me nothing.
For fuck's sake, Karen, I'm not a fucking encyclopedia. Enlighten me. What is a hippocampus?
Nothing could have prepared me for what she said next. Honey, you're a doctor. It's the memory part of your brain. That didn't go the way I thought it was gonna go. Well, that was that. My wife forgot to delete her browser history. Wow. Bruh moment. Bruh moment indeed. How do you guys feel about that one? I liked parts of it. Oh, wow. Of course I did. What? What's wrong, Dan? You know, it's just, you're a doctor. What do you mean you don't know? Oh, hydrate. I just splashed water on myself when I grabbed my bottle. It's fine. Hydrate before we dehydrate. We'll survive at least until the end of the night, right? Mangly. Bah. On shrimp. Oh. My bones. My little cryptid glow stick bones. Probably part of his brain, Hephaestus, since it seems like she cut the wrong bit. Oh no. Not the DIY lobotomy. Man. Not the DIY lobotomy. Not the 5-minute crafts lobotomy. Man. You can't just watch a TikTok and give your husband a lobotomy. Welcome back, Rub. My Wow. Okay, let's see here. Okay, why don't you want me to copy? I can't type. I can't type. I can't type. Oh, my head. I feel like I have to yawn, but I can't. Yawn. Summoning. Yawn. Yawn, darn you, yawn! It didn't happen. Yeah, but see, that's exactly what the story was, except we did like a 5-minute crafts lobotomy and fucked it up. It's true. That's why I like parts of it. I'll keep you. Always. Let's see here. No, I don't like that one. I want an older one, I think. Oh, I like the left-right game, but that's a series, and I don't really feel like reading an entire series. So many of these start with my husband, my wife, my girlfriend. Classic scares, this one is categorized. I think I see what this is gonna be like. This one is called You're Going to Notice a Woman in Your Home. You must ignore her. It was December of 1999 when she infested a quiet Midwest. Wow. English not Englishing. Hi, happy Sunday. How's it going? Yeah, we're doing stories. Look, if he didn't cheat in the first place, there'd be no need for the 5-minute crafts lobotomy, right? Right? It wouldn't have to be done. Am I wrong? That perfectly aligns with my beliefs. The DIY lobotomy, yeah. Oh, I like the sound of your ghost, Hephaestus. Do they have any songs that they have a preference for, do you think? Okay, this is You're Going to Notice a Woman in Your Home. You must ignore her. It was December of 1999 when she infested our quiet Midwestern home. My father called me from downstairs. I assumed it was time for dinner. He was standing at the bottom of the stairs and had his hand up in an effort to keep me from coming down. The moment I saw panic in his eyes, I knew something was wrong. I want you to listen to me very carefully, he said. My heart started to race as he continued. It's very important that you keep your eyes on me. You're going to notice someone else in our home, but you must ignore her as much as possible. I almost started laughing. My 12-year-old mind tried to comprehend what he was getting at, assuming this was some sort of out-of-character joke. Before I could respond, he continued. She's going to whisper things, follow you, and whatever else she can to get your attention. It's going to be very difficult, but you must never interact with her.
I promise she will leave, but only if you pretend she isn't there, and try not to think about her. Promise me."
There were so many things I wanted to ask him, but I was too frightened and confused. I managed to spit out, "Okay, Dad."
"Alright, come downstairs. It's time for dinner. Hurry, I've made her stronger just by telling you. But I had to. I can't afford you looking at her by mistake. Trust me. Now stay focused," he barked.
I did as I was told and slowly crept down the stairs, keeping my eyes glued to my father's as he backpedaled into the kitchen. I felt the temperature drop significantly as I reached the first floor. I smelled a familiar, sickening, and sour scent in the air. It reminded me of the time a raccoon died in our wall and stunk up the house for a whole week. Ooh. My father and I sat down at the table at the same time. My sister was across from me. Her head hung and her eyes stared at the empty porcelain plate in front of her. My mother pulled a casserole out of the oven. Her eyes were swollen and tear-stained. I kept my focus on my family, but out of the corner of my eye, I could see a blurry mess of dark matted hair and sickly gray skin. There was no energy in the kitchen, drained of all the warmth and laughter that usually accompanied our meals. My sister grabbed my knee under the table and whispered, "Can you see her too?" I nodded. "Quiet," my father hissed. The woman walked forward with wet, crackling footsteps. The smell was nauseating. She crept towards the table, stopping directly behind my sister, only a few inches away, and rested a decrepit hand on her shoulder. She winced in fear and stared at me. I immediately put my head down. My mother served our dinner, doing her best to pretend as if everything was okay. I could see my father clutching my sister's hand underneath the table in an attempt to keep her from completely losing it. My sister spent the entire dinner with a skeletal hand on her shoulder. Nearly inaudible whispers spewed from the woman's mouth and filled the room like white noise. And that's how we lived for months. Doing our best to live a normal life despite the ever-present unwanted guest. Even if we left the house, she was somehow able to follow us all. Whenever the four of us were in the car, she could be seen in the rearview mirror or standing on the side of the road. My parents didn't let anyone visit and never let us stay at friends' homes during the months of hell. We were able to whisper to one another when it was absolutely necessary to discuss her presence, if she wasn't too close. My father made us promise to never tell anyone. That was the only way to quarantine her, the parasite of attention. We concluded that she infected a single household at a time, unable to be seen by anyone outside the home unless their mind had been tainted with the knowledge of her existence. I learned a few years later that my father was the reason for her arrival. His sister back in the 70s had been infected from another, and it followed my aunt into their home. In 1999, for whatever reason, my father struggled to keep the thought of her at bay. In turn, he brought her back into his life, and into ours. We kept the promise of keeping her a secret from others, and it was the hardest thing we've ever done. All of us tried leaving the house as a group, and she followed. We couldn't bring ourselves to break our family apart. It was hardest for my mother, who was stuck alone with her while we were at school and my father was at work. Everything changed the day my mother broke. It was a snowy February night. We had finished dinner and my mother decided to go to bed early. She was sitting on their bed, making herself almost impossible to ignore. My mother couldn't take it. I heard her screaming from the bedroom, demanding that she leave us alone. My father sprinted upstairs to try and stop her. That was the last I ever saw my mother. A pool of blood on the white carpet was all that remained. The woman was still there, but my mother was gone. In the following weeks, she whispered to me. She told me I could see my mother again. All I had to do was look and ask how. I never did. The reason I'm telling you this story is because I want you to think about her. I saw her again this morning for the first time in 18 years. I cannot afford to lose my wife or children to the parasite. I need you to think about her dark hair and gray skin. Think about her in your home so that she may leave mine. You're already infected, and eventually you're going to notice a woman in your home. You must ignore her. It's for your own good. I'm so sorry. You're going to notice a woman. You must ignore her. Nadwin. Right? Exactly. That's just the game, but make it a horror. But make it a scary story. But can she be rizzed up? Only one way to find out, Zad. Are you going up to bat? Are you sacrificing yourself as a tribute? Are you gonna do some research in the field for us? Is that what I'm hearing? Wow! 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 I'm in your walls, Wilty. I'm in them right now. You're welcome. Can I have a snack, by the way? Oh. Oh. I don't know why I physically tried to dodge the hammer. I don't know if you saw that. Oh no. It's fine. This is fine. I have your eye poo, your home address too. Your government files say a lot about you. Looks are very different, but the premise is the same. Wilty, are you saying I'm not special? I'm just like all the other VTubers. I could be the old lady. I am a hag. This is fine. If you think about me, I appear. I'm just being silly. I'm just sleepy. It's fine. I know. Yama remembers having dreams about glowing and floating jellyfishes coming after him and his grandpa going after him. Thank you, Grandpa. Thank you, Yama Grandpa. No, you don't have to tell me I'm special to you. It's fine. It's fine. This is fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. No! Get your hands off me. I'll bite your little fingers. But not too hard. I don't want to be mean. Wilty's the only Wilty I know. Let's play the midnight game. Why are you petting me now? Oh, the visual novel didn't work. Ah! Oh no! What? Huh? Why is it broken? That's not good. But thank you, Yama. I was just kidding. I'm just sleepy. I know I'm just sleepy. It's okay. I didn't need you to actually tell me I'm special. It's fine. I'm just sleepy. It's okay. I'm fine with that. Yes, you are. You're more than worthy of using it, Yama. Don't you dare say that about yourself. Don't you dare say that about yourself. No, you are more than worthy. But it's busted, and that's my fault, probably. Let's play the midnight game. The midnight game is an old pagan ritual typically performed as punishment for those who have broken the laws. While it was also used as a scare tactic, there's a still very existent chance of death to those who play the midnight game. There's an even higher chance of permanent mental scarring. It is highly recommended that you do not play the midnight game. Are you special because you're sleepy, or are you sleepy because you're special? You tell me. I don't know. I'm not qualified to answer that. This is another one I used to want to play when I was younger, but however, for those few thrill seekers searching for a rush, or for those delving into obscure occult rituals, these are simple instructions on how to play. Do so at your own risk. Prerequisites. It must be exactly 12 a.m., midnight, when you begin performing the ritual. Otherwise, it will not work. You will need a candle, a piece of paper, a writing implement, matches or a lighter, salt, a wooden door, and at least 1 drop of your own blood. If you are playing with multiple people, they will need their own set of the aforementioned materials, and they will have to perform the steps below accordingly as well. Step 1. Write your full name, first, middle, and last, on the piece of paper. Put at least 1 drop of the blood on the paper. Allow it to soak. Turn off all the lights in the place you are doing this. Go to the wooden door and place the paper with your name in front of it. Now take out the candle and light it. Place it on top of the paper. Knock on the door 22 times. The hour must be 12 a.m., midnight, upon the final knock. Then open the door, blow out the candle, and close the door. You have just allowed the Midnight Man to enter your house. Immediately, relight your candle. This is where the game begins. You must now lurk around your now completely dark house with the lit candle in your hand. Your goal is to avoid the Midnight Man at all costs until 3:33 a.m. Should your candle ever go out, that means the Midnight Man is near you. You must relight your candle in the next 10 seconds. If you are not successful in doing this, you must then immediately surround yourself with a circle of salt. If you are unsuccessful in both of your actions, the Midnight Man will create a hallucination of your greatest fear and rip one by one. You will feel it, but you will be unable to react. Hello, Simon. If you are successful in creating the circle of salt, you must remain in there until 3:33 a.m. If you are successful in relighting your candle, you may proceed with the game. You must continue to 3:33 a.m. without being attacked by the Midnight Man or trapped inside the circle of salt to win the midnight game. The Midnight Man will leave your house at 3:33 a.m. and you will be safe to proceed with your morning. Indications that you are near the Midnight Man will include a sudden drop in temperature, seeing a pure black humanoid figure through the darkness, and hearing very soft whispering coming from an indiscernible source. If you experience any of these, it is advised that you leave that area to avoid the Midnight Man. Do not turn on any of the lights during the midnight game. Do not use a flashlight during the midnight game. Do not go to sleep during the midnight game. Do not attempt to use another person's blood on your name. Do not use a lighter as a substitute for a candle. It will not work. And definitely do not attempt to provoke the Midnight Man in any way. Even when the game is over, he will always be watching you. Good luck. And that's the midnight game. Do you guys want to play? Do you guys want to play the midnight game? Simon, do you want to play the midnight game? Oh, I'm dropping frames a little bit. No, thank you. Oh, where's my cup? So, who's up for a group game of the midnight game? Any takers? Any volunteers? One? No? Kami says no. Why? Why don't you want to play the midnight game with me? Why this? What could you possibly not have to gain from this? It'd be a good time. Wilty needs someone to play Mario Kart with. I mean, you could play Mario Kart with us if we're all playing the midnight game, right? Yama Mama would absolutely rule the day before she sees me up at 3 a.m. Hevestus says they never said anything about using night vision goggles. That's true. I don't know if they'll help you, but you could use them. Zad's down. Sounds fun. Stellarium Midnight Game 1. Come on, Kami. You're gonna be the only one not digital. Peer pressure. Peer pressure in this spooky game. Peer pressure in this spooky game. Wilty's challenging Midnight Man to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel. I wonder if he'll send you to the Shadow Realm immediately upon accepting said duel. Let me see. Where's Lights Out? Now I'm thinking about more spooky games. Does anyone want to play Lights Out with me? It's like a 2-person game. Let me find. Let me see here. Okay, Lights Out. To preface this, hold on. I'm gonna drink first. Ugh. I feel like I had to cough. We're good. Lights Out, a beginner's guide to playing. Oh my gosh. Oh. Did my YouTube stream go down? No, I think it's okay. It's just being funky wonky. That's not good. Card games with the Midnight Man at 3 a.m. Not clickbait. God Wild Shadow Realm? Oh my gosh. Not clickbait. Don't call the Midnight Man at 3 a.m. Hi YouTube Zad. Thanks for checking that for me. I did see it go down, but it's good that it's fine now. Lights Out, a beginner's guide to playing. To preface this beginner's guide and rulebook on the game of Lights Out, the author discourages any individuals from initiating or participating in this game. That being said, this guide serves to assist those brave and moronic individuals who will nevertheless attempt this dangerous game, whether or not they are knowledgeable of the rules, risks, and rewards. The Lights Out game has been referred to by many other names. Some more common names include Lights Off, Light Switch, Room Wars, or simply Switch. No matter the title you may be familiar with, the rules of the game remain the same. Before we begin an explanation and brief history, the author would like to once again warn against participation. Persons with pre-existing medical conditions, the elderly, children, and pregnant women are highly discouraged from playing. Only those individuals of fit body and sound mind should consider attempting Lights Out, and only if said individuals understand the inherent risks. I'm not of sound body and mind, but we're still gonna play anyway, right, Starshines? Right? Right? The objective of Lights Out is a simple one. 2 players are assigned either to Lights On or Lights Out. The players then race around an assigned building, switching room lights either on or off. The game ends when either side manages to turn on or off all the lights in the house. If the player tasked with turning the lights on manages to illuminate all rooms in the house, that player wins. If the Lights Out player manages to turn off all the switches in the house, that player wins. It should be noted that even though this is a 2-player game, only you, the reader/participant, are actually playing. What is simply called Player 2 will be discussed later in this guide. For now, let's move on to a brief history. Is the demon being ableist? It might be. Wouldn't surprise me. No, this part is not. We don't need that part. That's not part of the original thing. As previously stated, Lights Out is a two-player game. If you choose to participate in the game, you will be named Player 1. This is because Player 1 always initiates the game. As Player 1, you are able to decide the play area as well as make appropriate changes to this area. You are also able to choose which side you will be on. It is recommended to choose Lights On, as choosing Lights Out will find you running around in the dark for the duration of the game. You may also choose the starting location of your Player 2. Player 2, hereby referred to as It, is to be summoned into the room you have chosen. Summoning procedures will be outlined below. It may not be seen by Player 1, but may be felt, often as a cold flash and sometimes as a hot flash. Reports often cite an unpleasant odor of rotting fruit or garbage when Player 2 is present. Player 2 follows the same rules as Player 1 during the game. However, just as Player 1 has a few advantages during the setup procedure of the game, it has been noted as having its own distinct advantages during the game itself. This too will be discussed. The importance of this player introduction is to understand the difference between you and the entity known as Player 2 or It. Oh, thank you for the follow, Eerie. Hi, welcome on in. We're discussing eerie things. I hope you're having a good weekend. Hi. How's your weekend going? The importance of this player introduction is to understand the difference between you and the entity known as Player 2 or It. Begin to think about the importance of the setup procedure and how it may influence the outcome of the game. Wow. You finally found me! You found me! Hi! I was hiding. I have been doing well, thank you. We were discussing the supernatural and other scary things, and now we're reading some stories and some old creepypasta games and the like. I especially got hung up on games because I used to be really interested in them when I was young. You're doing good? You spent time with your best friends and not chilling at home? Oh! That sounds like a really nice weekend. I'm glad. I hope you get some good chilling in. Always good to see besties. Always good to see besties. Does lights also be the refrigerator lights? Yes, yeah, Mom. I don't think it does. We'll see if it's outlined in the rules, but I don't think it does. Are you a fan of creepypasta? Creepypasta's eerie. Creepypastas. Yeah, that sounds kind of tasty that way. The rules of Lights Out are fairly straightforward. As of the writing of this guide, there exist 7 rules. This section of the guide shall be formatted as a set list. Wow, English is not Englishing. Sometimes they spook you. Oh no! Those are the best ones. Those are the best ones when they get to you. Don't worry, you're safe here. You're safe here. I'll fight him off. Rule number 1. The game may only be played between the hours of 12 a.m. to 4 a.m., of course. No sleep today. No! No! Yep, that's me. The white knight. Flexes. I don't sleep, so you gotta get sleep. Rule 2. The play area must consist of a closed-off building containing multiple rooms and/or hallways, all with light sources and electricity. Okay. Rule 3. For a building to qualify as a play area, it must have at least 8 separate rooms and/or hallways. That's a big area. Rule 4. The participant must be alone during the setup of the game as well as the duration of the game. Failure to follow this rule results in an automatic loss. Rule 5. The game must start with an even number of rooms lit and unlit. If the number of rooms is an odd number, a coin may be flipped to determine the status of the final room. Rule 6. Once the game begins, it does not end until one player has turned on or off all the lights in the building. Rule 7. Use of any machine or contraption to give one an advantage during the game is prohibited and will result in an automatic loss. No cheating. We'll know. It'll know. Oh my gosh. You know what? Apparently I'm getting 12 hours in Mimi's. What the fluff? Oh no, that's too many memes. That's too many. That's too many. I gotta share some. No, that's too many. That's too many. I don't know what I have too much to do to get 12 hours of memes. Get too much going on. No. You guys gotta take some. You gotta take Hephaestus. You know, you need all those memes. I'm giving my memes to Kami so he can get better. Oh my gosh. Apparently we're all like dying after all these creepypastas, just sleeping. Okay, preparation. If one wishes to participate in Lights Out, then a fair amount of preparation work is needed. Many factors should be taken into consideration for beginning the game. Perhaps the most important factor is the building that will serve as the game space. It is known that the arena must contain at least 8 rooms. What may not be known to some individuals is that there is no limit to the number of rooms a play area may contain. This means that a mansion is within the boundaries of the game so long as all other conditions are met. This too means that a 100-story office tower is viable for the same reasons. Oh no. Oh no. That's too much. Zad's getting 11. We're all getting big memes. We're manifesting the big memes. No, I'm giving Kami mine. I'm giving Kami mine. Kami can have 24 hours of sleep. Hephaestus, you dear boy. It is not advisable to choose a building with too many rooms. Most participants would not have the physical capability to sprint around such large areas for an extended period of time. Because of this, it is recommended that player 1 pick an arena with no more than 12 rooms. This will ensure faster rounds with less fatigue. A room is any area within the building closed off with at least 4 walls, a floor, a roof, an entrance and exit, and a source of light able to be manipulated. This includes bedrooms, bathrooms, garages, and walk-in closets. So, Yama, here we go. This includes bedrooms, bathrooms, garages, and walk-in closets. A light source may range from a fixed overhead light bulb to a standing lamp. An open kitchen does not constitute a room. If a closet does not have a light source, it does not constitute a room. If there is a separate building on the property unattached to the play area, it does not constitute a room. Many small to medium-sized homes fit within this player-made restriction. It is advisable that the player picks a place that is familiar to them, be it their own house or a friend or family member's home. It's gotta have at least 8 rooms or hallways combined though. But you have work tomorrow? Not anymore. Not anymore. Not anymore, Kami. Now you get to rest. I'm not sure if this includes the fridge though. When the arena is decided, it is time to prepare the space. Remove all items within the building that may hinder you from an easy access to a light switch. This may mean moving furniture against walls or completely removing it from the perimeter. Door wedges may be used to hold open doors for easier access to rooms. Ensure all light switches within the building are working as intended. Make a mental map of all these switches so that even in the event of total darkness, you can still navigate all the rooms. Consider timing yourself as you run from room to room, switching lights on and off. If circumstances permit, you may wish to play a practice round against a friend or family member. I cannot offer you advice on how to convince others to play against you, but it is an invaluable tool that should be considered. Yeah. Have good rest, Sad. Enjoy your 11 hours of movies, it said. Gamba tomorrow. Take care, okay? We'll do spooky game night. Setup. Assuming you, the player, have appropriately prepared your arena, it is now time to detail the setup procedure. It is recommended the reader familiarize. Oh my gosh. Wow. And internalize this section of the guide, even if this means reading this section again. This is because the setup of the game is more than half the battle, and a properly set up arena will increase the chances of survival. Though this game requires above average fitness, it also requires a strategic mind. The process of setup is a complicated procedure. The game will not commence until all requirements of the setup procedure are satisfied. Blah. Where did I leave off? The first order of setup is to choose the time you wish to play. As previously stated in Rule 1, the game may only be played between the hours of 12 AM to 4 AM. Many cite the hypothesis of the witching hour to explain this window of time. Regardless, it is recommended that you start the game as soon as possible. Previous players of Lights Out report a direct relationship between the time of night and the difficulty of the game. Starting at the stroke of midnight or as close to it as possible will ensure a better chance of success. True, just clap the lights. It'll just be you and the ghost, like, just clap off. Clap off! If one desires a challenge, they may start between the hours of 1 and 2 AM. 2:05 AM is the latest recorded time an individual has started the game and successfully completed it. There exists a myriad of individuals who have strived to beat this record. However, there exist no reports of successful completion after 2:05 AM. It should be noted that even after the game starts, difficulty will increase as time increases. This means that the game must be completed as soon as possible after commencement. I didn't see anything in the rules about that. Maybe it's something, there could be a loophole. There could be a loophole, Festus. Another factor to take into consideration is the weather. Though the entirety of the game will take place away from the elements, the weather may still have an effect on the game. Avoid playing during a severe thunder or snowstorm. Loss of power during a game will result in a win for the Lights Out player, commonly it. To this end, also avoid playing in an area with frequent power outages. So no playing when it's stormy on my section of Saturn. Once the starting time has been chosen, you must make sure that only you are in the house during that time. All doors and windows to the outside must be shut and locked securely. Once this has been ensured, it is now time to choose a personal item. This item must have value to you. Do not worry, this item will not be sacrificed. Place this item in the room you wish to spawn it in. Once this has been done, you may switch the lights on or off. If its starting room is left lit, it will be assigned to lights on. The opposite is true if the light is turned out. It is now time to set up the configuration of lit and unlit rooms. They may be spaced and shaped in any pattern so long as the 5th rule of the game is followed. An outage mid... I would say it's rigged. Lag! 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 When this has been done, write down on a piece of paper one desire that you have. This may be anything from material wealth to love, fame, or knowledge. It is important that this desire not be unattainable or impossible. Raising the dead, time travel, unassisted flight, or future vision are examples of impossible desires. Remember, it must be possible and it must be desired. When you have finished writing this down, place the written statement in the room you wish to start in. Your starting room may be in any room that is appositely lit from its starting room. The incantation and ritual is now ready to be performed. Return to its starting room to perform the summoning ritual. The incantation and ritual will not be detailed in this guide. Okay. This is to discourage any mildly curious persons from participating in this game. If one really wishes to play Lights Out, they may search for the ritual and the incantation. It has been covered and documented a multiple of times and exists both on and off the internet. The only requirement to finding the incantation and ritual is patience and a strong desire to participate. Boo! When you have completed the incantation and ritual, you now have 60 seconds to find your way back to your starting room. If you are found in a room that is not your starting room, the game will not begin and the ritual must be performed again. If the game still will not start, then you have done something wrong in the setup. You may re-perform the setup as many times until the game begins, but it is advised that one wait until the next night so as not to start the game too late. Oh my gosh, this one's so lengthy, but I keep feeling like we're already in it, so we gotta finish it, right? We gotta finish how to play. When the game starts, it is time to run. You must run as fast as possible around the arena, flicking lights on or off. Do not stop running until the game has finished. If a room has multiple light sources, you only have to turn on one for a room to be counted as lit. Though you must be quick, do not be too quick that you injure yourself. Spraining an ankle or falling down the stairs will not help your chances of success. It will not wait for you to recover, and the game does not stop until it's over. Have you tried turning it on and off again? That's what this whole game is. Slams the bottle shut. You will notice the lights from consecutive rooms turning off. This is it. You will not be able to see it, but you may be able to sense it. Ooh. A feeling of unease or dread is oftentimes felt by those who stand or pass through a room containing it. If you should feel this during the game, there is no need to panic. It will not harm you during the game. Previous players have noted that at the beginning of the game, it may take it anywhere from 2 to 5 seconds to turn a room light off. Wow. You know what? I'll enter the hydration station. I'll survive at least until the end of Lights Out rules. So we can play with whatever it we end up summoning. How are you? Hope you're doing well. You will notice the lights from consecutive rooms turning off. This cracking open a boy with the cold ones on Sunday night. Connie, you do not feel well. You are not drinking. Cease. Cease this. Ooh. A feeling of unease or dread is oftentimes felt by those who stand or pass through a room containing it. Oh wait, I already read that. It will not harm us during the game. It won't harm us during the game. You're doing good. I'm so glad to hear. Stream's been fun. We were telling spooky stories and discussing our belief or non-beliefs in the supernatural and things. Excuse me, things of an otherworldly nature. Oh, you guys heard that too? It was kind of cutting out, right? It was kind of cutting out. Why? Thank you for the reminder, Kami. No, I answer now. This Lights Out game list, rule list is, so... You didn't hear anything! Something you don't hear? Oh, no. Oh. I see the issue. How about now? Is that better? Is that better? We summoned something just by reading the rules. Oh no. Okay, well. That was funky. That was funky wonky. Anywho, so let's finish learning how to play Lights Out. Oh my gosh. This isn't as fun as the Midnight Game. Or a one-man hide and seek. Or the 5-minute craft lobotomy. Where am I? We're running, we're running, we're running! As the game progresses, the time it takes for it to turn off lights decreases. This may be because of the relationship between the time of night and the difficulty of the game, or it may be from... Hello?
Testing. Also remember to use code SLEEPYWITHJIN on Advanced GG for 10% off.
Okay.
Remember to share it with all of your ghost friends.
Okay, little yellow starshine, little kitty wilty. You silly. If the demon we summon isn't hot after all this work, what's even the point? Man! So bougie. Trying to wine and dine a demon, it's like, no, let's play lights out with 500 billion specific steps. If one starts the game much later than midnight, then it will be significantly faster. Past 1:45 a.m., it has been noted it's taking less than a second to turn a room light off. I can't run between rooms in less than a second. Hello?
Evie, I don't like running while you're still one pop while you're still one Subaru race car.
We gotta run, Yama, I'm sorry. If we're playing lights out, we gotta run. Zooming. We gotta get the zoomies going. Or lose, I guess. It is ideal to complete the game within the first 5 minutes because of this increase in difficulty as the game draws out. Though you may start to feel fatigue within the first 5 to 30 minutes, depending on level of fitness, it has never been reported to show signs of exhaustion. Festus Fluff Boy! As previously stated, it will only continue to become faster as the game progresses. Any game that lasts longer than 15 minutes is often a lost cause. Oh no! Not my mile time. Oh no. Oh, do not let this discourage you, however. The longest reported game by a successful player lasted 38 minutes. The stamina. You will know the game has ended when the lights flicker once again. The entirety of the house will either be lit or unlit. You will know if you have won based on what happens next. Winning conditions. Congratulations, you have won! Return to your starting room to find that your written statement has disappeared. You may be tempted to sit back and wait for your wish to come true. However, this is not the case. Whatever you desire, it will not be handed to you. Instead, you will find opportunities in pursuit of your goal that you will not have found before. New doors will open to you, and your dream will be more easily attainable than it was previously. This conclusion stems from interviews with several successful actors, CEOs, musicians, and artists, all alleged winners of Lights Out. Personal accounts from a few historical figures in history also serve to show the conditions of winning. Again, congratulations! You may rest easy knowing what the future holds for you. No chicken nuggets. It simply gives you the Uber to the McDonald's. It downloads the McDonald's app onto your phone. Losing conditions. Not much is known about the terms of losing Lights Out. This is because those who lose are not available to be interviewed or documented. How is it known that someone has lost Lights Out? This information can be gleaned through any audio, video, and writings of the person prior to participating in the game. If the person has expressed a desire or committed to playing the game and has not been heard from since, it is believed that this person has failed Lights Out. The vast majority of those who have lost are missing persons. Few bodies have ever been recovered. Those that have been ruled against as apparent accidents or suicides. By reading officer reports, one may glean what has happened to those who lose. One case found a woman at the foot of her stairs, her neck and spine having been broken. In several places, it is unclear whether this was due to an accident during the game or a condition of losing. Another case found the body of a man strewn across the pavement 5 floors below his apartment. Again, it is unknown whether the man was flung from his apartment after losing or, faced with the impossibility of winning, threw himself out of the window to avoid the consequences of losing. Either way, those whose bodies have been discovered after an unsuccessful attempt at Lights Out have surely been shown mercy compared to those persons who have vanished. You think so? I asked for a quarter pounder and they gave me Arby's. Oh my gosh, I want a mozzarella steak. A popular theory is held within the community as to the whereabouts of those players who have lost. Many believe that those who did not find success have doomed to become it for someone else. These players having been taken, stripped of their form and substance, and forced to eternally play the game. Again, this is only speculation, and nothing has been proven or disproved as to the whereabouts of those who have lost. In the end, it does not really matter what happened to those who have lost. What matters is that you don't find out. Lights Out is not a game to be handled lightly. The consequences of losing are severe and quite possibly fatal. The author hopes that with this description of the game, possible players are discouraged from taking part in the game. However, as with many illegal activities, persons will continue to do so despite the inherent risks. In this regard, the author hopes that this guide has helped any individuals who have made up their mind to play this dangerous game. There are many more aspects of Lights Out that fall outside the scope of this guide. If one wishes to know more, they only need to search for it. Well, would you play Lights Out for your desire? Your deepest, darkest, most attainable desire? What do you think? It's a lot of rules to follow. Sip, 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 sip. I would not play Lights Out. Even if I don't think I would. I would perish. I would become it, and I would forever be playing it. I don't want to play it once and then have to play it forever. Wow, you have no confidence in yourself. You have no confidence in yourself. I'm not physically fit enough to do this. No, thank you. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna get nothing out of that. Wait a second. Oh. Okay, interesting. Maybe. What would your desire be that you write, Hephaestus? Got better chances on finding the Dragon Balls. Oh my goodness. What time is it? It's a hard movie. Better hope you're not sick when you play, huh? Ooh, Wilty's a maybe as well. You feeling lucky, punk? Are you guys a little physically inclined? I'm curious as to what your desires would be that you would risk all that for. I think if it I don't have confidence in my physicality. I feel like my leg would give out, honestly. Unfortunate. Not at all. No. Oh no! Wilty, then we're gonna have to go save you. We'll have to go save little kitty Wilty. A biggie bag. Yama! 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 Please, we could just get you food. Please, you don't have to do this. Also, what's a biggie bag? Hephaestus is fit enough, I believe it, as long as you're not sick. Wilty's not fit enough, but you could be determined. Ooh. I'm thinking. I really think my leg would give out. I'd give it a try, I suppose. You guys have to come find me if I fluff up, I guess. 5, yeah, but what's in the combo? I don't know what's in it. What's in it? I'm just gonna Google it. Now 67 because America. Oh no. JBC crispy chicken BLT or double stack. And fries and chicken nugget and a drink. Wow. I see. Huh. That's interesting. I see an ad for it and it says $9.95. Oh no! March 20th, 2024. Biggie Bag is back, $9.95. Oh no. Oh no no no. Hephaestus would do it sick for the added challenge. Oh no. Wilty would definitely figure out a route between his house's rooms first to get to. You know, we could practice. We could practice. Would you Naruto run between them? Would you Naruto run between the rooms? Do you think? What would be your running strategy? Should only weigh $5. Unfortunate. Unfortunate that it's not the case. What is? Become more aerodynamic. Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm curious. I'm curious. Oh. I'm trying to think where would I play lights out? I think I'd rather just play the midnight game or one-man hide and seek. But then you don't get like your greatest desire path towards it. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? 80% lights out. I mean, it would be 80% if you decided to play no matter what. You either win or you lose. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, I'm feeling so very ippy. So very ippy. What if we just go to Oop on stream instead of doing anything else? Just kidding. Let's see, what am I doing? Nope, I'm done. I'm done for tonight. I can't read anymore. My throat hurt a little bit. So, if they give you materials, if they give you the reward up front, no, because you can't do anything with it. I pet you, Kami. I pet you, Wilty, I pet you. I hope Kami and Hephaestus feel better soon. That being said, if you don't know me, I'm Sleepy of your Sleepy Witch. You can follow me under that name just about everywhere. Or come hang out with us on Discord because we're pretty cool. Yep. Next Tuesday, this Tuesday, we're gonna watch the Warcraft movie. Thanks, Dingus. Thanks for hanging out. It was good to see you. I'm sorry your foot hurting, Hephaestus. I'm sorry. Next time I see you guys, it's Sunday, so I'll see you tomorrow. What are we doing tomorrow? I think we're playing more Crit Master. Tomorrow for more Crit Master. I pet you, Yama. I will. I think we're gonna raid. It looks like it's someone's birthday subathon. So, and they're playing 7 days today, so that is just dandy with me. What's the ghost? Oh, right. The ghost star. I hope it's a nice ghost. Let's go birthday raid. That's right. If you want to do raid message, you can do email or sleepy invade as we do. You guys take care. Have a good rest of your weekend. Like I said, I'll see you tomorrow for more Crit Master. If you want to get your homework done for Wednesday, your optional homework, That's when we're having a media review. Is Wednesday. Be nice to Adonis. It's his birthday. Birthday 7th month. I'm not sure which day is his birthday, but either way, we'll find out. Oh, thank you for hanging out with for some stories, and thank you for the chatting. Yep, it's the end of July. It's the end of July. That means we gotta yap about things. New chapter of Epic. New chapter of Epic dropped. I'm Pepe Hephaestus. I've seen ever since you mentioned it to me. I've heard so many people mentioning it. I'm getting it. I'm getting obsessed. I'm getting obsessed. Okay. For non-subs, it's Sleepy Invade. Sleepy Invade. Take care. See you, Star James. Hi, YouTube. It's just us.
I mean, as long as you're not on
Goodbye, YouTube.